once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV screen to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. Well, hello there. Glad you could make it. Yes, come in and relax. Make yourself at home. Kick your shoes off. Your feet don't smell, do they? Ow. What do you think? Listen, if your feet do smell, I'd rather you didn't kick your shoes off, okay? Well, have a quick smell of your feet. Do they smell? No? Okay, well, that's all right then. So, kick your shoes off, sit down in a comfy chair or on your favorite sofa or chair or whatever. Put your feet up and we can get started. All right, so here we all are, once again. And what can we say about today? Yes, damn it, that's right. One thing we can say is that because the world didn't stop spinning after we last saw each other, that means that the world spun around and around on its axis, which means, in turn, that day turned into night, and then night turned into day once again, and we find ourselves here once more. But this time, not on Wednesday afternoon, but on Thursday afternoon. Yes, dear friends, it's Thursday. And that means that we're inching closer and closer to Friday, our favorite day of the week. Hooray! All right, settle down. As you all know, we can't make time move forward or backward. Only Superman can do that. And, well, for one thing, he's not here. And for another thing, we know, and he knows, because Superman's not really stupid, is he? I mean, yes, he is sort of stupid. He wears his underpants on the outside, not on the inside. But apart from that, he's really quite intelligent. Anyway, enough about Superman's intelligence. I mean, we could talk about his intelligence all day, and we'd still never agree on whether the fact that he wears his pants over his tights indicates stupidity or just a desire to be different. All right, so enough about Superman's undies. Let's get stuck into today's revision session, because we know that if we spin the world too fast, then we might not get to enjoy Friday. And that would be catastrophic, wouldn't it? Yes. So, are you all ready? Yes? Good, because here we go. All right. Well, as I'm sure you all remember, after all, it was only yesterday, wasn't it? We didn't have enough time in the lesson to start the exercises that I wanted you to have a go at. So, that's what we're going to do now. Now, I'm sure that you all remember what part of English the exercises are about, don't you? That's right. These exercises are all about us being able to use the word enough correctly in different situations. These exercises are designed for us to practice using the word enough in sentences with nouns and also with adjectives. So, let's just run over the rules once more, okay? If we're using enough with a noun to say that there is or isn't sufficient, as much as we need or not as much as we need, then we always put enough first, followed by the noun. If, on the other hand, we're using the word enough with an adjective, then we always put the adjective first and follow with the word enough. Okay? Ole! All right then, time for some practice. Have a look at the following sentences and then complete the sentence. As usual, we'll do the first one together, all right? Number 1, we can all have a cool drink. We've got ice. We can all have a cool drink. We've got enough ice. Great. So even if there are lots of people in our house, we've got a big bag of ice in the freezer, so we've got enough ice. We put enough first and then follow it with a noun. In this sentence, ice. We've got enough ice. Okay, now have a go at the other ones. And while you're doing them, a little background music, I think. What do you think about, I don't know, the theme music from Blake 7? Yes, they're back. Blake, and the other 6. Hit the play button. Okay, great. Well, how did you get on? Well, they weren't that difficult, were they? No. So let's have a look at them, starting with number 2. Okay, now what's the first thing that we have to look at? That's right. We have to decide if the word we're planning to use in combination with enough is a noun or an adjective, don't we? And what word is it that we're going to use? Well, the word is time, which is what? Is time an adjective or a noun? Yes, of course, it's a verb. No, sorry, that was a joke. Time is not a verb. Well, it can be a verb, can't it? If we're baking a cake, then we have to time how long the cake is in the oven. So, yes, the verb to time does exist. If you run a race, then maybe someone will time you to see how quick or how slow you are. If you have a test or exam at school, then perhaps the teachers will time you to make sure that everyone has the same amount of time to complete the test. Anyway, that's not important now, because although we know that the verb to time exists, in this sentence, we're not thinking about verbs. We're only trying to understand if the word we're using with enough is a noun or an adjective. And here, in this sentence, in sentence number 2, the word time is a noun. Okay, so what does that tell us? Yes, right again, Captain Bligh. That means that because it's a noun, we know that we have to start with enough and then follow with the noun. In this case, time. Okay, so let's see the sentence. We've got to catch the 9:30 train home. Is there for us to see the film? So, we know that we must catch the 9:30 train. That's the last train we can catch in order to get home. But we're here in the big city, and we also want to see a new film at the cinema before we have to travel back home. Back to the place where nothing exciting ever happens. So, that's where we live. Not very exciting, is it? Not the sort of place where you're likely to see the latest films. So here we are, in the big smoke, up in the city, and we have the chance to go to the cinema. Whee! But there might be a problem. We have to catch the 9:30 train back to the village where we live. Boring, dull Hamletsville. A place where the most exciting thing is a small tree. So, what we have to decide is if we have sufficient time to see a film and still have time to catch the 9:30 train. So that's the question we're asking. Is there enough time for us to see the film? Brilliant! Time is a noun, so it follows enough. Is there enough time? We've got to catch the 9:30 train home. Is there enough time for us to see the film? Fantastic! On we go. To the next one, Wonder Woman, number 3. Where are you? I can't do 534 press-ups. I'm not. Okay, so what about this one? Well, look at the word we're planning on using with enough. Is it an adjective or a noun? Strong, that's an adjective. And what about the opposite? The opposite of strong is weak. Good. Now, because we're using enough with an adjective, we know that this means that the adjective comes first and is followed by enough. Great. Okay, so let's see it. I can't do 534 press-ups. I'm not strong enough. Well, to be honest, I'm not sure if anyone can do 534 press-ups. That's a lot of press-ups. Now, some of you might be wondering about what a press-up is. Well, a press-up is a very simple but also very effective physical exercise to strengthen, to make stronger the muscles of your chest, arms and shoulders. This is a type of exercise that people do to make their pectoral muscles stronger and bigger. Your pectoral muscles are the muscles in your chest. The exercise also works your biceps and triceps, the muscles in your upper arms, and your shoulder muscles, the deltoid muscles. Now, think about exercises that people do to make their chests stronger. Think about press-ups. Now, here's an example of Richie and Eddie doing their press-ups.
Come on, 20 Luftwaffe press-ups. Right. Let's go. Right. 1, 2, 3, and Achtung! How are you doing, Eddie? Have you started?
Yeah,
How's it going?
like a dream.
I mean, one of those dreams where you can't do press-ups.
That's the one, yes.
Now, that wasn't very impressive now, was it? They didn't manage to do a single press-up. I mean, I'm not very strong, but I think that I could do, I don't know, 10 press-ups. But even if I can do 10 press-ups, I'm not sure that anyone can do 534 press-ups. Anyway, I can't do 534 press-ups. I'm not strong enough. We're using enough with an adjective. So that means we put the adjective first and follow it with enough. I'm not strong enough. Okay, what's next? You're not allowed to see this film. You're... Okay, so a sentence about permission. Someone isn't allowed to do something. It's forbidden. It's not allowed. It's not authorized. It's not okay. You can't do it. All right. So this is a sentence about permission, and it's all connected to the little numbers in the red circle that you can see on the TV screen or at the start of a film in the cinema. These are numbers which come from the content rating system. In the UK, there are 7 categories to help parents decide if a film is suitable or appropriate for a child to watch it. Now, in our example sentence, we can see that there's a problem. Little Billy wants to see the film, but little Billy is only 12 years old, and the film has a 15 classification, like this. This red circle with 15 in the middle of it means that this film or TV program can only be seen by someone who is at least 15 years old. If you're 14 and a half, you can't watch it. If you're 14 and 7/8, you still can't watch it. You're not old enough. If you're 15 or 16 or 34 or 72 or any age above the age of 15, then you can watch it. People over the age of 15 are old enough. People under the age of 15 aren't old enough. So, back to little Billy. He's only 12 years old, which means, yes, that's right. That means that he's not old enough. So, in the sentence, what's the correct answer? Yes, bazinga! You're right, boy wonder. It's a sentence using the word enough and an adjective, which means that we start with the adjective and follow with enough. You're not old enough. Perfect. You're not allowed to see this film. You're not old enough. All right, and we're done. Yes, that's all the time that we've got for today. So until tomorrow, you're on your own. Free to do whatever you fancy. Get your chores out of the way and then do whatever takes your fancy. Walk the dog, stroke the cat, speak to the parrot, hoover the carpet, clean the bathroom, whatever chores you have, and then relax and do what you like. I'm off home for a coffee, but I'll be back here on your screens in about 24 hours. And that means that unless Superman interferes, we'll meet again. Same time, same place, on Friday. See you all tomorrow. Have fun. Bye!